So it seems we have some new news about Andor.
Yeah.
Apparently,
Well,
you
the
were
new
raging
trailer.
pretty hard.
Yeah, I was raging hard. Look, I've since gotten over it a little bit, so I'm not going to be as rage filled. I do think
Why?
that
Why not?
because I mean, look, it was a little irrational. Like,
Wow,
here's the thing. Here's the thing, bro. But well, look, maybe I'm not being
use your
irrational.
anger.
So, dude, it does upset me that the show is delayed. I wonder how
Yeah,
you feel
why?
about that. I have no idea. I
Why?
mean, I couldn't tell you, dude.
Like
Like,
4 weeks out? Why?
yeah. So that shit really pisses me off. I think the current thinking is that it's not that they ran away from She-Hulk, but they did run away from Rings of Power and what's the Game of Thrones show? Dance of Dragons or whatever. Whatever that is.
I don't know.
Yeah. So the new Game of Thrones show, right? That Star Wars kind of ducked out from those two shows. And I just gotta say, like, I remember a time when shows would run away from Star Wars, and that once Star Wars like planted its flag in the ground, other people would like scatter and they'd be afraid to go up against that competition in any way, shape, or form. And those days are just behind us.
Dude, yeah. Like, oh, I can't
Those
release then. Star Wars is coming out.
mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it's a little sad to see that these two other properties both coming out within that time frame has kind of caused Star Wars to want to back off from that release date. And yeah, dude, it did really upset me. It kind of feels like they can't even drop a trailer without kind of having a baked in L, and it's just kind of weird. And I know not everybody's like that butthurt about it because it's like it is just a month, I guess. But I also feel like it's super weird that they would do it so close
Mm.
to the release date. Like, if you're really afraid of those two other shows, they've had a date for a while, as far as I know. Like, it's not, unless I'm wrong, chat. Like, they didn't just announce recently that that's when they were going to be coming out. So
They're probably
yeah,
going
I
to
don't know.
delay
It's
Bad Batch season 2 now.
I know people were asking me that in chat as well. And I mean, I just don't know. Here's the thing, like with Star Wars, like expect the unexpected, and I guess expect delays and indefinite delays. I mean, we just got the KOTOR remake that everybody's been so happy about, like literally the week before.
Delayed
When we had,
indefinitely.
well, remember we had Chaco on, and he was like, so we were talking about it. I remember talking about it with him, and he was like so hyped up about it, and it delayed indefinitely, bro. So how many games has Disney killed? How many movies has Disney killed? Like, how many more of these things can happen? So at the end of the day, maybe it's just a regular delay. Maybe it's going to be fine, and it probably ended up actually being better for me. But I couldn't help but get like just disappointed because on a day like, because late last night it broke that we were going to get the new Andor trailer, and that was cool. Like, I was like, oh shit, and we're going to talk about that too because it's a really cool trailer.
Yeah.
But it's cool to be hyped up about this thing. But why they got to hit you with the, oh, by the way, wait
At
3
the
more
end.
weeks? Like,
Yeah,
bro, what?
yeah.
Like, just deliver for fucking once, dude. Honestly,
Yeah.
now I'm getting upset. You're making me talk about it again. But just deliver for once, please, without any caveats, without any bad news, without any maybe we'll sees. Like,
Yeah.
just deliver. So I hope that maybe someday that'll happen, and maybe D23 is that day. Theory, maybe that's going to be their, they come out swinging and really make us believe.
When's D23?
I think it's around that same time. Actually, it's that similar weekend in September, around the 21st, I believe.
Well, good news. At least we're still getting Cobra Kai.
That's true. Early September, you said?
Yeah, I forgot the date exactly. I think it's September like 10th or something. Cobra Kai.
Yeah. Well, that's sick. And also, you know what else too, though, isn't it? And maybe I'm like just being like crazy about this, but I also think it's kind of stupid to get out of the way of these shows, like, and allow other people to try them out. And what if people like really like these other shows? It's not like they're going to be done by September. These shows are still going to be rocking and rolling. So what are you doing? You're just allowing them to get a baked in audience and roll right into your release.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, I think the whole thing is stupid, dude.
Yeah, I don't understand it. I don't understand the corporate decisions. I think Like I've said a million times, I think Disney has some of the most talented people on the face of the planet working there. But I think the people making the decisions in the higher up rooms, like the ones that aren't working at Pixar and, making Toy Story, for example, the ones who are like handling all the stupid decisions of like, well, I think we should actually have the story go this other way because our analytics show that people are more interested in this at the moment. And it's like, well,
Mm.
that's not the story. What are you doing?
Hmm.
And I
Hmm.
think it's just those kind of people that are ruining these shows and
There's
these
there's
movies.
a lot of those people, but I feel like, and maybe I'm crazy for thinking this, but I feel like those people are always there, and like
Always.
Hollywood is like kind of filled with them, right?
Yeah.
Because like a lot of producers, like they're just either successful on, they've either like failed up, they're like old Hollywood, or they're rich some other way. And so like they'll get this position of producer, and then they think they know story or whatever. Like if you've ever heard any of those old stories, like Kevin Smith talked about how this one producer like kept trying to get him to put in this crazy spider, this huge mechanical spider into the film, and like it had zero place in the movie, and this producer just kept pushing for it, and then that guy ended up producing Wild Wild West, and so that's
Oh,
like where
no.
that big like
That big
spider
spider,
thing comes
dude, he's
from.
like, "I will make a
He's
big mechanical spider
exactly,
one day. I
dude. But that's what
must."
bro. But that's what I'm saying. Like you're always gonna have those voices in the room. I think
Dude,
that
I even ran into that with,
sure.
Vader Episode 2 with when it like, before when it was originally going to be made, there were people telling me, like, "Oh, let's have Vader team up with Mace and fight Sidious, like, how cool would it be if, people saw that in the trailer? That'd be such a wow factor," and I'm like,
A wow factor, dude. Yeah,
"What?
yeah. Yeah. Those people are always gonna be there. I think the measure of a
No."
good creative leader is to, yeah, is to keep them at bay and say no, right? And like,
Yeah,
yeah, man, I don't know. I don't know
yeah.
what's going on
No,
over at
this
Lucasfilm,
is a
but
very good conversation, actually. Steve Odekirk, really helped me a lot with, a lot of the questions I had with Hollywood in general and, like, any sort of, like, movie-making projects. He created, Bruce Almighty, he
mm,
did, Ace Ventura 2, he did Nutty Professor, Kung Pao, all that stuff. And he was saying, like, he's experienced a lot of that himself where, like, a lot of the boardroom people come in and they try to, like, control his hand or control whoever's hand when it comes to making movies, and all you have to do is politely just say no.
yeah.
Just stand firm and say
Yep.
no, and I'm like, how do I deal with something like that when obviously I'm not on that scale? And it's just you just stand firm, you just say no. And so I wonder, like, can Jon Favreau be pushed around like that? And I don't really think he can. I think
Oh,
he's
I think he can, but like there's only probably a few people that can do that to him. Do you know what I'm saying? Like there's probably only like two or three people, one being
Mhm.
whoever is the new Alan Horn. Like I don't even know who the homie's name is, but like technically speaking, that dude, maybe KK is one of those people too. You know what I mean? I don't know how much they clash creatively, but yeah, I mean, like John's not probably gonna walk on a movie and have like a ton of producers trying to change his
I'm telling
his
man,
shit. Yeah,
I
because
just
he's kind
don't
of like
see him
earned
getting
that.
bullied. I don't see him or Dave getting bullied.
Well, to your point, I think John, he strikes me as the kind of person that throughout his entire career was a firm no,
Yeah.
because he's made so much good shit. Like you just got to imagine that he's had many stupid ideas presented, many, just things that he had to shoot down. I mean, the dude's legendary. You know what I mean? He made Elf, bro. You know what I mean? Like, so he's undoubtedly a person like that and a personality that I think really shines. Tarantino's like that too, man. Like, he's just like, no. George was like that. George was like that to a fault.
George was like that before all of them.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He was maybe one of the first to kind of pave that way. I mean, I assume Kubrick before him was similar to that, but he's just kind of restricted by the
I wonder if
technology
Spielberg
of
was
the
like, but,
time.
but Spielberg didn't necessarily. He's always said that he didn't write stories. He just likes to oversee everything and make it happen.
Sure. Yeah.
Like he'll come up with the idea and he'll have like a writer do it, like a
Hmm.
writer write it out.
Well, that's kind of like Feige to me, is like, because Feige is not a, like, some people will hit me up in my chats and be like, do you think he could just direct? And I'm like, no, like, and also he wouldn't want to. Like, he knows his role well. He's like he plays the band he's like the orchestrator dude. You know what I mean? Like he'll put the right people in place and nudge them this way, that way, but he's not like the executor. He's not the guy like day to day in front of the actors. You know what I mean? Like, so it's different strokes and it's different folks, but I think that's always been a thing in Hollywood is like just goofy ass people that are, trying to push their way or this, that, second, and the third. When it comes to this decision with Andor, though, I mean, this has to be some analytics nerd. You know what I mean? Like, this has to be somebody basically saying, like, we really think it would be a smart move to move away from these premieres if you want to have this number to be able to say the next, because they want big numbers to say at D23, basically. You know what I mean? Because their stock price is like,
Oh, is that what it is?
of course, dude. Are you kidding me?
I
Like,
thought it was
they want.
She-Hulk.
No, 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 no. She-Hulk might play a part of it, but I think it's these other two shows that they're really getting away from. Bro, there's no way they're running from She-Hulk. It's a She-Hulk show.
That's what so many people in the chat
There's
were
no
saying. They're like,
way.
what the hell? Why are they worrying
No,
about
people
She-Hulk?
think so. It could be a combo of all three of them. It could be, but I think it's really just the premieres because they weren't. She-Hulk and Andor were never going to premiere together, but these other shows were going to, right? So House of the Dragons and I forgot the other one already. The
Lord of the
other one.
Rings.
Yes, Rings of Power. Those shows are going to premiere maybe that weekend or maybe around that weekend.
When do they come out? August?
Probably, yeah, end of August. Maybe the last week of August. Let's look it up. Rings of Power premiere. September 2nd is Rings of Power.
Okay. Do you think the show's going to be, what do you think? It's going to be well received?
Rings of Power?
No. What's the Game of Thrones thing?
House of the Dragon.
House of the doo-doo.
I don't even see August 21st, maybe.
Oh, it's cool that Matt Smith is in there. That's sweet.
Nice. Yeah, that is cool. I think it's August 21st.
August 21, bro.
Yeah. Yep. So like those two shows were going to come out back to back those weekends, and the second would have been the same weekend. Yeah, so Rings of Power would have been the exact same weekend that they were going to premiere, or the same week rather that they were going to premiere Kenobi or Andor. So the deal is this, right? They release on Wednesday, but they track all the way till the weekend for like that 5-day viewership number. And that's like the big juicy number that like Nelson uses, everybody uses is 5-day tracking. And so Disney wants huge numbers for Andor, which is another reason why they probably stuck 3 episodes together. Look, I'm happy we're getting 3 episodes.
Bro, next thing we know, it's going to be the whole season premiering all in one night.
No, they want to stretch it out, but they want, I mean, look, this is just, I think the bottom line here, bro, is this is all marketing. This is all marketing. And it's like late in the game, like let's squeeze as much juice out of this shit as we possibly can for our stock price, for our shareholders, you know what I mean, and all that. So, again, it's just sad because I think that Star Wars used to, I mean, like when Star Wars first went to the December or the holiday movie cycles with Force Awakens, like a lot of people criticized that because there was no real big holiday movies. Avatar was big, but it just kind of like went forever. It didn't even have a huge opening weekend. There was like 65, 70 million. So the holidays used to be considered like dead for blockbusters. That's why you would call it a summer blockbuster. Star Wars literally invented the holiday movie season by being so significant that Force Awakens like caused this sort of reprogramming of consumer behavior, and people were like, let's go see the big Star Wars movie every Christmas. And like it's just sad to see where we've gone now,
I feel it's very skewed because the Force Awakens being successful wasn't a testament to the film, it was a testament to Star Wars returning.
Right. 100%.
They could have put that at any time they wanted,
No, they definitely could have. I just think that they were criticized for that. You know what I mean? And it just shows that back then, based off of what you're saying, just the brand strength, because nobody had even seen the movie.
No.
It was just the brand strength of Star Wars. They created a whole new thing, like the holiday movie thing now, Um, so to see like the brand go from being that strong to now it's running away from the Game of Thrones spin-off and the Lord of the Rings Amazon show, which is getting shit on by like all of its fans. I don't know, bro. Like I just think it's not a good look.
Mm,
You know, I think it's kind of telling of where things are at and where the minds are at of these people, you know? So
I know what you're saying. Yeah.
just
I
don't
feel
like it.
like, yeah, I feel like, I don't know, bro. There's got to be a shift somewhere. Like, I, whatever. Look, if they want to make it 3 weeks later, whatever, do your thing, man. But I'm hoping the show's going to be great. I feel like it's going to be good.